All right. Something I've really not been looking forward to. It is my first day of chemo. 3 pills, very expensive, and probably gonna nauseate me. I feel better already. All right, now to get ready for radiation.
So, day 1 of treatment in the books for you. You stopped right after taking your chemo pills this morning, so day 1.
Because at the last minute I decided I wanted to try to catalog this, so I wanted to do that. I did my terrifying mask where they lock me into the table, and within 10 minutes I was coming back out to get you. So
it was almost less than 10 minutes you were in that.
Yeah, it was about that, and it was not as scary as I remember it being, but it's still scary and probably is going to be one of those things that won't necessarily get easier with time. I'll probably just waver between frustrated and just get through it kind of thing.
And then the reason you're not updating till this evening now is you spent the rest of the day, will I get nauseous? Will I be tired? Will I be this? Will I have a headache?
They gave us medication for the nausea, and then we don't, I guess I just am not totally clear still whether or not it's going to be one of those things that, like, well, shortly thereafter I'll start to get nauseous. Will it be a few days later? Will it be tonight? And so I just wasn't very clear, and that's something that I think the anticipatory nausea, I guess, has been coming along.
You've been having anxiety and nausea that are probably not related to your drugs because you weren't taking them last night yet.
Yeah.
But the one thing the doctor's office reminded you of when you questioned is you're being prescribed a treatment plan that includes nausea management and among other things. So if you have any symptoms, you are supposed to call them and let them know because they're trying to cover you for everything. So
yeah. 1
down, 29 more days of radiation, 41 more days of chemo.
But who's counting? Oh,
me.
Us.
On to tomorrow.
All right. All right. Day 2. 3 pills for chemo. Here we go. Now we got an hour until second round of radiation. Here we go. All right, so that is the end of day 2 of chemo and radiation combined. And main thing today was, so far I'm not really experiencing much nausea or discomfort yet. They said some of that may still happen as it kind of builds up essentially the poison in your body, but right now it's okay.
And I'm noticing you are getting very tired in the afternoon, which is expected, and you just go right to bed and you're out.
Which is okay. That's kind of the main thing they said. And they said that will probably get more so as we get through this.
And we asked a very important question today. Ed and I had an idea that as his immune system is getting socked by the chemo drugs, he probably should start avoiding places like Disney. But we just didn't know to what extent. So we actually gave a call over to Moffitt today and got some information back. And it was useful information for both of us.
Yeah, I mean, not only should we not really be going towards theme parks, but also grocery stores, doctor's offices, unless we can avoid them. Obviously, that's a lot of sickness there.
Yep, but basically they said you can't not live your life, but take precautions where you can.
Right.
So, like, weird things around the house, like Ed and I aren't going to share anything, which we might have just picked up a drink glass and drank before.
Right. Even sharing a snack.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be like, oh, here, try this.
Yep. You have to eat foods that, can reasonably be disinfected, cooked, and washed, which means, raw fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
You have to be careful with those. So things we kind of expected, but we inquired a little bit more about it today. And just for extra precaution, I won't be doing a lot of those things either, because one thing we didn't get a chance to do in the mix of all this that we were planning for was flu shots. So neither of us has one, so I won't be going to places where I can potentially pick something up and bring it home to Ed.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this opportunity to kind of get things done around the house here that we've been meaning to do, probably since 2 places ago that we lived.
No better time than when you're actually confined to the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there won't be Disney vlogs for the time being, maybe smaller things here and there,
Yeah.
but we still got some things planned.
I mean, still, yeah. I can't really spin it anyway to say like, oh, well, it's still a Disney vlog if we talk about Disney stuff, but not quite, not going to the parks.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But potentially planning our next trip. Maybe we'll give some insight into that when it comes time for that.
If we know what it is.
When we know what it is. And there's just a lot of things around the house here that, like we said at the beginning of all of this, to make Ed comfortable, we're bringing you into our home. So you'll join us on these adventures of getting our house into a home.
Yeah. Main thing is I want to capture as much as I can, at least once a day, or really morning and evening, as long as I'm well enough, to sort of kind of cover what this feels like. Because we may, like I said, we may have days that are going to be a lot worse than today has been. Today's been fine. You
were feeling so good today in general that after radiation, we even went to get your disabled placards from the tax collector here in Florida. So now you can... The reason we got the disabled placards is not that Ed needs to park closer to any of the places we're going, but with you being a passenger most of the time right now and losing vision on his right side, we want to give him room to have a zebra on that side, open the door, kind of spin out and stand up without having to look for obstructions that might be right outside the door.
And just because I'm not feeling that worn out now doesn't mean I won't be at some other point in the next 6 weeks.
Yep.
I'd still park farther away right now. I wouldn't go pick the...
Yeah, you go for walks every evening right now.
Right.
It's just an issue of safety and precautions for down the road. So we did that today.
And even when we went for my treatment today, we didn't park in the handicapped spaces because I wouldn't.
No, I'd park far enough away to walk.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we ever have to, it's just one of those things, be prepared, you know,
So on to day 3, go enjoy an evening here at the house.
Yeah. As much as we can.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's med time.
Yeah, my favorite.
Well, med time started an hour ago with your anti-nausea.
True.
Now it's chemo time.
Yep. And quick update. Only major thing I've noticed so far was it could be from the radiation, but just that I had a lot of swelling through the side, which was not painful, but a lot of pressure, which is something I'm sort of used to for the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
But you're also hyper aware of, so you started getting nervous that, oh no, pressure's coming back.
Well, it's enough that I could tell that, like, when I put my glasses on after taking my contacts in, it had, like, a raise around it because it was swollen enough. And that could mean signs of things that are going to be less comfortable. So.
Who knows? But today, even though it's only day 3, it's the end of week 1 for you because you roll into the weekend now, and it's just chemo on the weekends, no radiation.
Yeah, so we'll probably try to close each week. And it was a shorter week for me just when we started, but I think, there's not a whole lot to cover in
a given day right now.
Yeah, in terms of chemo, because I'll just be taking a pill each day. Mostly we'll cover the radiation because it's kind of more of a fixed. So we will try to cover at the end of the day, and then we'll roll to the next week, I think.
So we'll check in again tonight, but now it's time for pills.
Yeah, let's go do that. All right.
Okay, so I think Ed mentioned this morning that we've kind of been put under house arrest with all this treatment just because it's going to reduce his immune system. So we were kind of bummed by that, but I was a few steps ahead of us. So one thing I had planned through this entire treatment is I have surprise gifts coming for Ed. So like we said, we're going to take care of things around the house. So I've been ordering things for that. And every week when Ed finishes and starts a new round of radiation, I have some special surprises planned for him. So I just went to the doorstep and one of the boxes was here. So we're about to do our update today, but I want to make sure I bring these gifts to Ed. Check out what I got him. Okay, first and foremost, Ed's been really keen on keeping cleaning supplies in all different parts of the house. So I bought him some giant packs of Lysol wipes for us to keep all over the house. So that's gift number 1 to go into the gift bag. And something he's always wanted, and we got one for our kitchen, but I found a great deal on Amazon for these. Sensored soap dispensers, so you don't actually have to touch them. So I got one for like every bathroom and place that you might wash your hands in the house, from the kitchen to everywhere. So we're going to put those in the gift bag too. And the last bit of healthcare items are some masks, just in case Ed's ever not feeling well one day but still wants to go out to this grocery store. So that's the functional gift bag. But what kind of fun would it be without a fun gift bag too? Come on, you know I'm better than that. So let's pack the second gift bag. Okay, so in the box, we have part 1 of what's going to be a larger gift. There's some more of these coming, but I got him some fun coloring books. This one's around the world in 50 pages. Like I said, there's some more coming later on this weekend, so we'll put that in the gift bag, and then we'll give him the rest of them to start off next week. But you know, you can't color without something to color with. Ooh, this is exciting. We got him Crayola adult colored pencils. They just look fancier. So let's go bring him these gifts now. I'm hoping he'll be excited by them all. I bet he's gonna like the soap dispensers most, because that's Ed. So did you like everything I just got you?
I did. The Clorox wipe is just such a special thing.
Excuse me, they're Lysol wipes.
Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. No, it's those little silly things that are probably going to help us get through some of the crummy days. Obviously, there's nothing fun about that. Well, I guess to some people cleaning is fun.
You've been cleaning every day. But you've been wanting those, hands-free soap dispensers. I said, now is the time to get it. And I got you some fun coloring book there and colored pencils.
Yeah, those little things are going to help. The coloring books, that's going to be fun, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though I'm the worst artist
you'll learn.
ever.
But you were just saying to me that you didn't want to open them on camera because you realize not everyone has the benefit of being able to do things like this when they're undergoing treatment like this. Don't get me wrong. We have medical bills coming in. We have lots of stuff going on. But one thing I learned being a caregiver for my mother, and even you were there for a lot of it too, caregiving for hers, being able to treat yourself with little nice things, even if they are things you need for your house, and making them into something exciting, makes that difference. So I just gave you Clorox wipes and soap dispensers, and a coloring book and colored pencils.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll share the coloring book, and that's nice.
Yep. So we got some things we absolutely needed for the house. We needed cleaning supplies. Oh, and I got you your medical masks if you go out in public while you're immunocompromised. So again, the gifts are kind of like silly in our mind that we needed anyway, but it's fun to give Ed a little something as you finish your first week of chemo and radiation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's the little things sometimes. Just making a moment out of something as silly as that. It's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if everyone's wondering why I'm always slouching when I'm on the sofa, the dogs have a thing about joining me. I don't know why they feel the need to climb on me, but they do. There. Cal's over there, but one or both of them is usually in my lap.
Show Cal off real quick.
What you doing there, Cal? Caught red-handed. Aww. Cal's cute. They're both cute.
Well, yeah. I should hope we think they're cute.
So, week 1... Okay, 3 days, but still, week 1, calendar week 1.
We had our first appointment with the doctor
during radiation. So we saw the radiation oncologist today.
Yeah. And they don't tell you anything really at all.
I don't think there's really anything to tell. They're just doing your prescribed treatment.
Yeah.
But he wanted to check in with you, see how you're feeling, see how you're doing, answer any questions. And one of the ones you did come up with is you were mentioning that swelling last night.
Yeah. So I don't think you can tell.
You can't really tell on camera. I can't tell looking at it.
It's here. I don't know if you can tell there.
So one of the things the surgeon was trying to figure out with you is your eating habits had to change because of being on chemo. So one of the weirdest things is obviously chemo is immunosuppressive. You can't eat things that you would think are healthy. Like you can't eat raw fruits and vegetables because they're handled too much and they're risky. You can't eat deli meats because same reason, handled too much. So you're not having sandwiches. You're not having salads. Our meals are Kraft macaroni and cheese because they come out of the box and I can make them. Meatloaf
it is
or
the
other
blue
meats.
Box blues.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a turkey one day, but it's like
we can do things, but it was
an abrupt change.
It was we just brought in a bunch of like you said. We can have a nice light turkey sandwich. Great, that's a nice option. Just
can't have deli meat. So the oncologist thought maybe since you're not having headaches, but little ones, he was saying maybe you're actually just changing your water balance and gaining weight, because you said the mask was tight today, too, when you went for your treatment.
Yeah, I mean, they went back and forth with the nurse too, whether or not a lot of it is that this gets pushed very hard against the mask. I got used to it now. Now it doesn't bother me yet. It might again.
Mm-hmm. But basically, it's unforgiving. It will not stretch. It is the size that it is, so it needs to fit you. So they noticed you were a little bit swollen.
Yeah, you could see, and part of it is because it's like the wide mesh space. It is pushing into my scalp, and so just it is tight against my head.
Yep.
So
since we were going into the weekend and they weren't sure what the reason that you were swelling is, whether it's just, weight change or if you are starting to have swelling, you have another prescription should you need it, which actually you took tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, we're bringing back our old friend steroid, which I finally had gotten off of the steroid taper, got rid of all the discomfort from that. And it is back.
Well, you're on a very, very low dose. So the doctor gave you a low dose because you were mentioning headaches that were, the same time of the day. So you was thinking maybe it was that. So if it makes the headaches go away, that's what it was. And you're starting low and you taper up as you need to.
Yeah, the main thing is they don't want the swelling to get to be enough that it impedes treatment because
you can't get in there with a headache.
Right, and that doesn't do any good for anybody. So we are better off treating it. And if I have to do another taper, we'll do another taper. At least I'll be done with treatment then. So
overall, a nice week 1 to a close. Let's.
Yeah. Main thing was I got over the first couple days of the anxiety about what it was going to feel like. But then at the same time, I have the anxiety of, is it just going to get worse when I think it's going to get better? But,
You'll wait and see. Again, you know what some of the reasonable side effects to expect are. You might or might not have them. We just keep an eye out and we know how to manage each of them along the way.
Yeah.
And you have a great team of doctors and nurses who are a phone call away for the most part now.
Yeah. The next 2 days will just be the 3 chemo pills at home. No radiation, and then resume on Monday.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's, the 3 chemo pills don't sound as bad right now because at least I don't have to go get zapped right after. Yeah, so that's something. I'm glad we can chronicle this for people because I know that there's a million questions and I hope that one day this helps somebody else.
So if you have any questions that are like obvious and blaring right now that we haven't answered, or anything you're just more curious about, feel free to leave that question in the comments down below because we're going to update you week by week on its progress and we can answer some of those questions in next week's video.
Sure.
So for now, have a great weekend. Yeah. I know we're going to try to entertain ourselves. We have coloring books now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're enjoying joining along on Edge Journey, be sure to give this video a giant thumbs up.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a new video.
Yeah, and take the link to the video and share.